All right, first I'm going to call the meeting to order. Looks like about 6:20. I want to welcome everybody who's here at the meeting, including those of you that are watching the streamed version of our meeting. This is the first time we've done this, but because the library isn't available to hold our meetings, we are doing the Zoom meeting. So really glad that you were able to join us. I'm Mitzi Hoffman. I'm president of the Royal Oak Friends of the Library. We're a separate 501c3, a nonprofit that's purpose is to raise money for the library, to raise donations and gifts from the public, and to be a liaison and advocate for the library in the community. I would like to have everybody, when I call your name, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you and the things that you are doing at the library. So let's start with Larry Baker.
I'm Larry Baker. I'm the treasurer of the Friends. I'm also involved with scanning and the book sales when we do that. I've been on the Friends board. Well, my oldest kids were toddlers. I think I was still holding them, and they were maybe a year old, and they're 21 now. So I guess it's been about 20 years I've been on the board in various capacities. So that's who I am.
Okay, Deb Ballard.
Hi, I'm Deborah Ballard. I'm just a member at large on the board. It's my second term. I work with scanning, and I'm on the book sale committee with Larry and several other people on the board.
Thank you. We are, let's see, Mary Beer.
My name is Mary Beer. I'm the Friends Board representative, and I go to group lunches once a month with all the reps from other groups in Royal Oak, and we talk about what's been going on with our group that month. And as far as I go, yes, I tell them when the book sales are and remind them of the shop and all the opportunities and programs we have, and encourage them to be members.
Thank you. Melissa? Is Melissa with us?
I'm here. Hi, my name is Melissa Canellis. I've been on the board since 2010, and I'm actually transitioning off. I'm responsible for membership and the newsletter that goes out at least 3 times a year.
Okay, Joan?
Okay, I'm, where am I? Oh, I'm Joan Kelch, and I'm the correspondent, no, I'm the recording secretary, and I'm also involved with book sales and scanning and working in the shop, and can't wait to get back to it. I'm a longtime member of the Friends board and the library board. Hang out there as
Okay.
much as possible.
Is Nina Walker with us today?
No.
Okay. Okay, Ms. Rybot Payne, I think you're here.
Hi, everybody. My name is Catherine Rebant Payne. I'm a member at large. I've helped some with social media. I've only been on the Friends of the Library board for a year, and unfortunately, I'm going to be transitioning off as well. I also serve on the library board.
Okay, and are the library directors joining us? Can you say hi, Emily?
Hello, I'm Emily Dumas. I'm the library director, and I've been director for about a year and 7 months.
Okay, thank you. Somebody who's helping us with the streaming, do you have any public comment that you need to share with us?
I think we have a few more introductions.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right. Who did I cut off? I'm sorry.
Pamela.
Margaret and John.
Pam and John. Pam.
Yes, Pamela Lindell, member at large. I've been a member board for years and years. I work the sales, I sort books, I stock the shop, and I enjoy it.
Okay, thank you, John.
I'm John Pellegrino. I'm the corresponding secretary, and I handle the social media, mostly Facebook. I've been on the board, I think, for about 12 years, give or take.
Okay, is everybody
And we-
given a chance to introduce themselves now?
And
Margaret.
And Margaret.
Hi, my name is Margaret Blount,
Hi,
and I
Margaret.
am the Vice President of the Friends of the Royal Oak Public Library. And as well as that, I also work with the book sales and occasionally in the bookshop and in scanning. Thank you.
Okay, I think we can go to public comment if there is some.
You received no public comment via the phone line this evening.
Okay,
Okay.
all right, thank you very much. I do need to add in that we need to approve the minutes from the 9/16/19 annual meeting. And those were sent to you by Joan. So that's our last annual meeting. There were a
May
I
lot of,
recommend a motion to approve the minutes.
okay, do we have a second?
Melissa, did Melissa make the motion?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
thanks.
And I'll
And a
second.
Okay, that was Pam.
Yes.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you. Oh, motion's passed unanimously. Okay. What we'd like to do now is to give a summary to everybody about what the Friends have been able to accomplish. We did have the first 7 months of our fiscal year, we were operating as we normally do. And we have been meeting since then and looking at planning for when we can all get back into the library. So first of all, Margaret is going to give us a bit of history of how the Friends came to be and what all we've been up to.
Hi, my name is Margaret Blount, and I want to thank President Mitzi for chairing the meeting. This has been a very unusual year for most of us, especially here at the library and with the Friends. I would like to talk a few minutes about the libraries and the Friends. Since I was very young, I always loved the library. Filling out the slip with the book information made me choose books carefully since the space to write the title in was very small. I came to Royal Oak in 1966, attended Dondero High School, which was a short walk to the library. I made great excuses why I needed to visit every chance that I got. Fast forward 1973. I got married and found that the library and its books were a cheap activity for 2 college students on a limited budget. Fast forward 1984. My daughter was born and our new adventure began. We walked to the library, me walking, her in the backpack or stroller, and loved story time. People would ask me how I could bring such a small child to the library. What are you going to do if she cries? Yeah, I'd say, I guess I'll take her home. My daughter became a book fanatic, encouraged by the love of the children's librarian, Mrs. Bulkema. Mrs. Bulkema had many special activities for the kids, including a 24-hour readathon. Kids came in their pajamas and either read or were read to. This built a true love for reading in so many kids. The biggest adventures and accomplishments were getting their own library card, which was always kept in a safe place. This was the first time that I learned of the library, Friends, and the Friends shop. As you may remember, it was a small space next to the elevator. It was L-shaped with a small desk and great items, including books, notepads, and tote books. But as you all remember, it was very small. Fast forward to 1994. I was asked by Joyce Meyerly, the president of the Friends, to become a member of the Friends board. I agreed. One meeting a month and maybe a few hours during the year for the book sale and library events. At the second meeting, when no one stepped forward, I said I would be glad to be president for a year, until someone wanted the job. Well, that took 25 years when Mitzi became our president last year. What do I remember most about those years? I remember book sales in the basement, taking books from incredibly old metal racks and shelves located in a large room, dollying them over to the other room and placing them on tables. Book sales were great adventures, but I know I spent much more there than I did at any other bookstore and bought many more books. The basement was never as it is now, very dank and uninviting, which to no fault of the library. It was a basement with study rooms and the reference section and magazine checkout. If you wanted one of those, you filled out a green slip, gave it to the reference librarian, who disappeared into a back room where only the library staff was allowed, and retrieved what you wanted. By the way, the Friends books were stored in that room, and we were finally able to see the mystery section behind the large steel double doors. You also have to remember that the library was closed on Fridays and Saturday nights, and of course on Sunday. So if you needed something for school, you needed to get there in enough time to check out books. And if you needed resources for a paper, hurry in, use the Encyclopedia Britannica, which I'm sure most students do not even know about now. There was no internet to look up information, and if you were lucky, you had a friend that had a set at home. Papers were done on typewriters. Just make sure to remember to put the carbon paper in the right way and make sure you had your whiteout. One of the activities I loved most as being a friend was the book distribution and sign up for summer reading. I will never forget the bright eyes of kids of all ages as they got to pick out 2 books and take them home. They also got to stamp that book that it had come from the library. It's hard to believe, but it has been 15 years since the renovation was done, thanks to the millage, which the wonderful people of Royal Oak approved. Since the library was closed, we moved over to Kimball High School Library, and librarians diligently worked to get information for the patrons. The day the new innovative library was a special day. Just seeing the wonderful new spot for the Friends shop and the Friends auditorium, where so many programs and activities have been done. The Friends were active long before I joined, but I hope these 26 years on the board has been a welcoming addition to the library, with the many activities we have helped sponsor and making the library a wonderful, welcoming place to be. Building on those before us and leaving a great base for others to build on. Thank you.
Margaret, really good idea of how much has happened during the time that you were president and how far the Friends have come. Thanks so much. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Friends shop. Hopefully everyone out there has done some shopping there. We have over 50 volunteers who do shifts during the week. We've been open 4 days a week. Actually tried, and we're open on a couple Sundays also during the year. One of the things that always amazes me about the shop is that the money that we raise. Keep in mind that the books, for the most part in the shop, are 50 cents or $1. And I was looking at, in the 7 months that the bookstore was open, the money that we brought in, and it's $11,000. So keep in mind the price of the books and what kind of volume it is. So that is something that I think we should all really be proud of. The volunteers, for the most part, when I've talked to them, are anxious to return. The bookstore will open back up when the library is fully opened up. We will definitely need some new volunteers. So be thinking about that and let us know. Okay, we were able to have a couple book sales, including one in early March, and I was going to ask Deb and Pam just to talk a little bit about the sales and how they're organized and the outcome.
You want me to start, Deb?
Yeah, go ahead.
So we typically have 3 sales a year. Regretfully, this year none. In the spring around March is our largest sale. We end the sale with $5 for a bag of books instead of the usual price of 50 cents or $1 each. When the summer reading program kicks off in June, we have a small sale to stock up on your vacation reads. And then in the fall, we have our last book sale of the year, usually in October. Our friend's bookshop inside the library is open year round, and we have carts outside the shop with special pricing.
Okay. Okay. We did manage to get the March sale finished just before the lockdown. And if you include the books that we sold in the auditorium, the children's books, and the shop, plus some other things, our total was $3,046. So that's a nice chunk of money. A year ago in September, the sale brought in $1,323. Regretfully, we won't be having that sale this year. And last year in 2019, summer reading brought in $661. So because of the quarantine and the COVID and so on, we're down about $2,000 this year because we haven't been able to have 2 of our sales. However, we're looking forward to the day when we can accept more donations. All of our books that we sell are from donations that patrons of the library have made. And we, in the scanning room, we keep talking about scanning. We go over those books, we look at what we can sell online, and we choose the best of the donations, and those are the books that we sell at the sale and in the shop. So it's a big lot of work for a lot of us to do, but it really does have a lot of rewards, and we enjoy doing the sales.
Thanks very much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, newsletter and membership. Melissa, I know we tried something new to attract members with the coupon. So if you can talk about that in the membership, that would be great.
Sure. So we have 121 members to date. We've sent out 2 newsletters so far this year, one in, I think, February or March, and that we mail traditionally. And then with the shutdown related to COVID, the next newsletter was our first all digital newsletter. So that was emailed out and posted on Facebook for all our members. Mitzi alluded to during the March book sale, on Thursday night, it's the membership night. So if you're a member, you can come and shop ahead of, the public. And if you renewed your membership that night, or you came and shopped that night and you were a member, you received a sheet of coupons, one for each month of the year, to be used in the shop. So unfortunately, we closed down right after that happened. So I don't think a lot of those were used. But as we open back up, I'm sure we'll be able to honor those.
Yeah, I noticed that we didn't put the year on them. So definitely we'll be able to let people turn those in when they can shop again.
Come on, baby.
Okay, Mary, you talked a little bit about the Interclub Council. Want to go through that again?
Okay, because it's been sporadic with meeting up. We tried a couple Zoom meetings up until summer, and through summer we were going to have some, but they just didn't happen. The first one was set for September. I missed that one because I was babysitting my grandson. So, but I know the Teen Clean Closet and Blessings in a Backpack is still looking for donations, you can go in on Amazon, use your smile, and donate food that way. The next meeting will tell more about how different the groups are handling things and what they are going to continue, like Musical, what's going on with the Boys and Girls Club, the different groups, what they can and can't do still, or what they can do and how they're doing it, which is what everyone's interested in, so that they can get their stuff going. So that's really all I have, which is really nothing.
It's a lot. I want to thank Mary for going to those monthly meetings. It really represents the library, lets people know we're interested in being a part of the community. And then she brings back all the information about events that the other nonprofits are having that I think a lot of us attend. So thanks again, Mary.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Hey, John is going to talk about some ways that we have been able to raise some funds on Facebook and some other ways that you can support the library financially. John?
Yes, thank you. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to share my screen and show a few slides, because what's a good Zoom meeting without a slideshow, right?
Go for it.
It's not so bad, I promise. So a couple of folks have mentioned the fact that we really haven't been able to raise funds the way we have traditionally, and that is through our book sales and various other things like restaurant nights and things like that. But I did want to talk a little bit about a couple of ways that you can help support the Friends in very easy ways. So the first one I want to talk about is using Facebook to create a birthday fundraiser. If you're on Facebook much, you've probably seen your friends create these birthday fundraisers. You may have even done it yourself. We actually have, because we're a 501c3, we have an arrangement with Facebook that we can create those fundraisers as well. And so a couple of fundraisers that I did last year, or actually about a year ago I did one, and then I did one at my birthday in June. I did a Giving Thursday fundraiser. If you are familiar with, I'm sorry, Giving Tuesday. So you've got Thanksgiving, you've got Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday, and then the Tuesday after Thanksgiving is Giving Tuesday. So last year I did a Giving Tuesday fundraiser on behalf of the Friends and raised a little over $350. When my birthday came around in June, I did a fundraiser for the Friends for my birthday and raised $1,000 for the Friends. So anyone who's on Facebook can choose the Friends of the Royal Oak Public Library as the charity that they want to raise money for. It's very easy. You can actually go to our page, and there's a couple of ways you can help. You can actually donate right on our page, or you can create a fundraiser, and it allows you to set a goal and how long the when the fundraiser should end. What do you want to call the fundraiser? And then you can create the fundraiser, and it will look like this, and you can share that with all your friends, anyone you're with, anyone that you're on Facebook with. So another way that we can have funds contributed to us is through Kroger. And so if you have a Kroger rewards card, you can actually tie that to the Friends. You still get the fuel points that you would, but then they also make a donation to the Friends of the Royal Oak Public Library. So if you go to the menu and just go to Savings, and at the bottom of that list, you see Kroger Community Rewards. You will have to create a digital account and then link your fuel card or your rewards card to our organization. And there is a code, and it's GH685. So G for generous, H for help, 685. And then you can link that to your shopper's card. Now, one of the things you do have to keep in mind is you do have to keep renewing that every year. Unfortunately, I had forgotten and didn't get back to it till September. So far this month, or when I took this screenshot, the shopping I'd done had contributed 49 cents to the Friends. My understanding is the Kroger at 12 Mile and Stevenson is the busiest Kroger in the state of Michigan. And
Really?
it's probably the one most of us go to.
Yes.
But you can go to any Kroger, or if you're out of state or you go out of state someday, you can go to any of the Kroger related stores and use your Kroger card, and it will always make the donation back to the Friends of the Royal Oak Public Library if you've linked our organization to that card. You can do it on your phone as well. These are just some screenshots from my phone. And again, you're going to go to Community Rewards and then use GH685. Now, the last way that you can contribute to the Friends with really very little effort, and Mary alluded to this when she talked about making donations through Amazon for, was it Blessings in a Backpack?
Yep.
And she said, use your smile, which I loved. So what she's talking about is something called Amazon Smile. And so again, if you link your Amazon account to Amazon Smile, and then link that to Friends of the Royal Oak Public Library, they will make a donation based on, you know, the things that you buy. It doesn't cost you anything extra. It really just is a benefit to the Friends. As of September 16th, the shopping I've done this year has generated $1.42. I don't do a lot of Amazon shopping, but I will probably this year with the holidays, because, you know, we won't be shopping out at the mall as much. But you can see, as of September 2020, Amazon has contributed over $215 million to charities. Certainly, the Friends would like to get as much of that as we possibly can. So again, just a few ways that you can help in ways that maybe aren't traditional ways, but certainly as we do more online, you can contribute to the Friends as you're online. So thank you very much.
Good.
Mitzi, you're muted.
Okay, I was just thanking you for being so technically versed so that I can call you when I have technical problems, like how I got disconnected from Wi-Fi when I moved my laptop. So we'll go from there. Let's see. Let's move on. Okay, Larry Baker, our treasurer, has had lots to do this year, as always, and a lot to balance once we were not able anymore to have the kind of sales from our bookstore and through our book sales coming in. So he's done a lot of balancing, and he's going to let us know kind of what happened during our last fiscal year, which just ended at the end of August, and what kind of planning that we're doing for the upcoming fiscal year. Okay, Larry.
All right, thanks, Mitzi. Hopefully I'll try hard not to be a Debbie Down or a Donald Downer. But obviously it's been a rough 6 months now, 7 months, however number of months it's been. But let me first start off with just a general review of the previous year. For the year that just ended, we have a fiscal year that begins in September and ends in August. It kind of aligns with the library's needs. And obviously we had, as I said, we had a challenging year. We were able to get in our spring book sale just in the nick of time. But we've not been able to get the June book sale, and we'll be missing out on the October one this fall. just a high level look at our account at the moment. The end of our fiscal year that just ended, in our checking account, we had $7,349.50. In savings, we had $11,359.08. So a total of $18,708.58. So that ends the fiscal year of 19 and 20. The key things that we really were down in for the end of the fiscal year, not surprisingly, had to do with activities relating to selling books. In our shop, we had budgeted or anticipated approximately $17,500 in sales. We wound up with 11,000. Scanning operations, we anticipated about 10 and a quarter, about a little over $10,000, and we wound up with a little over $6,000. Book sales, we did okay. Again, we were able to get the spring sale in, so we had anticipated 4,000. We wound up with 3.8, so we were pretty well on target there. The kind of the lone good news in terms of book sales is our eBay sales really shot up this past year, and that's largely due to a former Friends member, a longtime Friends board member, Ann Barber, who continues to be active with us, and she's handling our eBay sales. We anticipated 750,000. Well, God, I wish we had anticipated 750,000. We anticipated $750, but we earned 2.3 thousand. So a nice chunk of change in an area that we hadn't anticipated a whole lot in. So again, really, a lot of thanks to Ann Barber for that. I suppose the flip side of the fact that we were down on our sales is that our expenses naturally were down. That's good news, bad news. I mean, it's good news in the sense that it's, I guess if we're going to have a bad year, we might as well have our expenses down. But certainly the bad news is that it affected the library. Individual Friends expenses, and that's things like buying ink and just, obvious office supply kinds of stuff. We anticipated 6.3 thousand and we only spent 5.2. But in terms of the library, the expenses, which pretty much exclusively is money spent on library programming, we had anticipated a little over $35,000, and we spent 21.9 thousand. So obviously that goes to a lot of the programming that was canceled once the pandemic started. So that's kind of how things ended in 2020 for the fiscal year 2019-2020. We had our donations, as John kind of alluded to, with fundraisers and whatnot. We did very well there. We had anticipated 650,000. I keep saying thousand. I really want that to happen. $650 in donations, and we made close to $3,900. So we really did well with donations, not only with things like Amazon Smile and the birthday fundraiser types of things, but a lot of people were donating corporate matching checks, and to the extent that we even have a few people, they're anonymous, but we see the same company almost monthly. So that's been a nice little benefit. So going forward to the upcoming year, obviously it's a real challenge because nobody knows timing. We don't know when the library will open. We don't know when there'll be a vaccine. All the stuff that everybody's talking about. At the moment, we're not able to do any kind of selling because volunteers aren't able to be inside the library, and we're not accepting donations. So that really cuts out the major part of our income. So in discussions with Emily in terms of how to go forward with our budget, we decided to split up our upcoming fiscal year into 2 6-month budgets. Because we know that the first 6 months are not going to be good because we just, for the next several months, certainly we're going to remain closed. We're not going to be able to get into the library. We're not going to be able to sell. So we're hoping, we kind of kick the can down the road that hopefully 6 months from now, things will have changed pandemic wise, certainly in terms of, what happens with the library, and then establish a budget for the last 6 months of our fiscal year. So with that in mind, unfortunately, we did not set aside any money for programming for the library. So the city is, that responsibility is coming directly from the regular city budget. Obviously, if things change, and we hope they do, just because we committed to zero doesn't mean that that's what we'll stick with. We hope that all that will go by the wayside sooner than later. But in the interest of fiscal responsibility and the fact that we're not, for the most part, not really earning a whole lot of money, that was the decision we made. So we hope that changes during the second 6 months make things better for the Friends. It's a big question mark for the library, for the world. So that's kind of where we're all at right now. Sorry. That's my report. Anybody have any questions or anything more to contribute to that?
Just one clarification, the money that is going to the library is the money that the city actually funnels from the library millage. So it's not directly out of the city budget. But luckily that millage, again, like in many other times, has been what has really kept us moving. Okay, and I'm going to also add now a report, ask Emily Dumas, the library director, to give a little report about how the library and the Friends have been trying to coordinate things and what's happening with the library right now.
All right, thank you, Mitzi. Well, of course, none of us last September when we met for the annual meeting could have possibly predicted that we'd be in this place right now, where the world would be and just how different things would look. I did want to start with just giving you a little bit of a state of the library report to show you where we stand after everything. So we had to close in March, and at that point, everything went online. We were still issuing library cards online. I was proud to be able to do that from the first day that we closed. And we've actually been holding pretty steady with library cards. It's not what it would be if we were open in person, but we do issue at least 100 a month, sometimes up to 300 a month. So we're still doing very well there. We have, at that point too, we had to not allow volunteers in the building anymore, and we had to close down donations, much to the chagrin of the public, who very much appreciated having a place where they could donate their books, their DVDs, CDs, puzzles, etc. We were able to bring staff back in the building in June and then start up our contactless pickup service. And that's really helped with our circulation rates. We are nowhere near the circulation that we would be if we were in person and we had people browsing in the library. However, we're doing pretty well. Like just last month, we circulated, in the month of July, we circulated over 20,000 items. And since last September, we have circulated 283,566 physical items. Where we're seeing our biggest increases is in e-circulation. That has increased 42% this September when you compare it to last September. All of our programming has had to move online. We have slightly decreased the number of programs we do. I was extremely proud of the staff for the summer reading program lineup that they put together. They had to move the summer reading program virtually, which was just unprecedented. They had to do it in a short time. And they still provided a full lineup of programming that was pretty comparable to an in-person summer reading program. And we are also too, we had to put our plans on hold for the renovation. As you might remember, as we closed, we were in the final planning stages of a renovation for the whole library, which unfortunately had to be put on hold. But where we're picking back up is we're going to do it in phases. And the plan is to take care of the part now that would have been the most disruptive had we been open. The part that would have had to have closed the library, we're going to try to knock that out now. So the renovation is still a go. It's just going to look a little differently. But everything hasn't been doom and gloom. I do like to see the positives in every situation, and there has been some good outcomes for this. First of all, it's really had us rethinking our services and what we offer to the community. And in a lot of ways, I think it's improved our services. We're now offering things that I hope that we can keep post-COVID because they've been such a good thing for the community. I think a big example of that is contactless pickup. We have many people who say they do prefer that to coming into the library, that it's just a lot more convenient. We're now moving forward with RFID tagging. So that's radio frequency identification. And those are stickers that we add to the books. The reason why we're pushing for it now related to COVID is because it decreases touch points for checkouts. But on the plus side, that when patrons are back in and one day when we're back to normal, what it is people can set up to, I think, 20 items onto a scanning sheet and pad, and then check everything out, check everything back in. The convenience for patrons and for the staff will be monumental. And also our e-resources too. When we were online, we never really slowed down as far as what we were offering. We just changed directions, changed course with it. The idea behind the e-resources that we offer, everything that I chose to sign on to, I really wanted to make sure would still hold up in a post-COVID world and still have a use. And I'm really happy with what we've been able to add to our website for our patrons. And programming, what's been interesting about it is we have seen definitely some noticeable declines in program attendance in certain areas. However, other areas we've actually seen increases. For instance, adult programming, especially when there's any kind of speaker, what we do is then, we'll have the video up on YouTube, we'll have it on Facebook Live, and those will get thousands of views. Whereas, maybe tops you'd get 30 people at an in-person program. So it's reaching a much wider audience. The same thing with the book clubs for all ages, and kids has been an interesting one too. Our kids book club has gone up in attendance, teen crafting programs. And while the youth summer reading program dropped in attendance, the adult summer reading program had a record year. They had their highest participation they've ever had. So definitely people have responded well to the online programming when it comes to adult activities especially. And it's kind of had us rethinking then, when we're able to offer in-person programming again, also having a video for people who, may not be able to make it that night or maybe kind of shy about coming to in-person programming, then it will really expand the audience for these great events that we offer that sometimes not a lot of people come to. So I think it's all about just exploring new and innovative ways that we can serve the community and kind of take advantage of a really lousy situation. So we're just looking forward to the next phase of reopening. We tied our reopening phases in with the state's Michigan Safe Start plan. So we cannot move to the next phase until Michigan hits stage 5. So we're just watching closely and trying to anticipate when that'll be. From there too, we continue to work with the Friends on ways that you'll still be able to operate and ways that we can, possibly start up operations again with the Friends in a timely manner. So we're in close communication and trying to work things out. I did just want to finish up by expressing my gratitude to the Friends for continuing to meet, to plan, to brainstorm, and to work on solutions during these challenging times. I can't underscore enough the importance and the value of the work that you do and how much it means to us. Your unwavering staff has really reminded the staff, the library board, and myself that we always have our Friends by our side. So thank you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. We have a few board members whose whose time on the board is expiring. And during this meeting, we usually do our election of board members. I did want to let people know that during this past fiscal year, we did lose board member Kevin Pearson, who had, we were glad to have on the board, who contributed, but he had another job opportunity. So he had to resign from the board. We did add Catherine, who's been doing both the Friends Board and the Library Board, and we did add Nina Walker. So right now, as of today, we have that one spot, which was Kevin's, that is open. It looks like there may be a few more because people are really getting pulled in a lot of different directions. We had decided that it's a really difficult time to recruit new board members. It's just so challenging. We are still meeting. If there's anybody out there that is feeling like they would like to dig in right now, even though we will be sticking with these Zoom meetings for the next few months, you can reach the Friends at Friends. Okay, help me out here, Melissa. Friends Board
Friends at ROPL.org.
Okay.
So that's the one that Larry and I typically check.
Okay, Friends at ROPL.
Or they could reach out to you directly, Mitzi, if you want to share your information.
Sure. M. Hoffman at, no, it's not that. It's tigermitz@yahoo.com. TIGERMITZ@yahoo.com. Be happy to field any kind of interest in any kind of volunteering, actually. So feel free to call me. We do have board members, John, Mary Beer, Melissa Canellis, and Pam Lindell. All of their terms are expiring, and we had asked, we didn't do it quite formally with the nominating committee this year because of current circumstances. Melissa, I just want to clarify with you, do you want to work on us being able to count on you until we actually find a replacement, or do we need to just go ahead and do that right now?
I can work offline, but I can't attend the board meetings anymore with stuff my kids have going on.
Okay.
So if you want me to work on stuff offline, I'm happy to do that for a little while longer, but not officially be part of the board.
Okay, thanks. Really appreciate it. So I'll need a motion then to renominate Mary Beer, John Pellegrino, and Pam Lindell to the board. Somebody move that?
I move.
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor?
Deb moved and Melissa did second.
Yep.
Joan.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you so much, board members. We've got a lot of interesting stuff ahead of us, I'm sure. Okay. Actually, we're getting ready to adjourn the meeting. For the board members who are on board, I think we could take a few minutes break and then reconvene at the same site. And in terms of our city live streaming, we can stop that taping right now and thank them for getting us online with the public today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I
So
make a
moved.
motion.
I second.
Second.
All in favor?
Who made the motion?
Aye.
Melissa?
Aye.
John made the motion.
Okay.
Nope.
And Larry second.
And Pamela made the
Okay.
motion.
Oh yeah,
I'm-
it was Pam, you're right.
Thanks, everybody.
And Larry.
Yes.
Great meeting. Thanks
This
so
is
much
going
for
to be-
everybody and everything you put into it.